Good morning and welcome to another Move It Monday. My name is Chelsea and I'm so excited that you guys are here. Just a quick reminder that this video is intended for informational purposes only and not to be in place of a doctor or a professional's advice treatment. I, Chelsea Brackenridge, am a certified personal trainer, but I am not a physical therapist or a physician. So please always take the advice prior to starting any physical activity from your healthcare provider, making sure you're cleared and good to go. And if you do feel any pain or discomfort during this video workout, please stop immediately and seek your healthcare professional's advice treatment if necessary. I, Chelsea Brackenridge, as well as the Snow Valley Senior Center, shall not be held responsible for any injuries or issues that may occur during this video workout, so please use at your own risk. You are going to need a nice sturdy chair to help us with some balance, also with some seated leg exercises today, and that bottle of water so that we can stay nice and hydrated. March. Checking in with our bodies and our posture. Belly button is pulled in, shoulders are back and down, chest is proud. Nice tall spine. Toe tap forward, nice little arms. Toe tap behind, pull it back. Turn it out to the sides, move those hips. Toe tap forward, big reach. Now reach it to the ceiling. Listening to your body. If something hurts, don't do it. Toe tap behind, pull it back. Now bring those elbows up a little higher. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach it up and pull it down. Back to the front. And down low. Turn it out to the side. If you got the room, move it forward. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, take it back. Posture's tall, belly's in. Forward one more time. Take it back. Heels to the front, bicep curl. Big push to the ceiling, raise the roof, keep those heels going. Check your posture, make sure to breathe. Push the hands out to the side, keep the heels to the front. Back to the ceiling, big push. Push it out to the side. And march it out. Take it out wide. And back in. Take it out wide. And back in one more time. Take it out wide. And back in. Heels to the front. Heel, heel, up, down. Heel, heel, lift. Heel, heel, lift. Tummy's tight. Just as high as what feels good for your body. Good, now let's add a reach. Heel, heel, reach it up. Opposite hand, opposite knee. Reach. Heel, heel, reach. Now let's change that to a crunch. Heel, heel, crunch. Heel, heel, crunch. Make sure to breathe. Shh. Give me 2 more. Heel, heel, crunch. Heel, heel, shake it out, march it out. Take it out wide and back in. Take it out wide and back in. One more time, take it out wide and back in. Toe tap forward, reach it to the front. To the ceiling, big reach. Toe tap behind, pull it back. Elbows high, squeeze those shoulders. Reach it up, pull it down. Back to the front, high elbows, squeeze those shoulders, keeping the posture tall. Make sure you're breathing. And down low. Turn it out to the side. If you got the room, move it forward. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, take it back. One more time, move it forward. Turn those hips and take it back. Heels to the front, double curls. Curl it out wide. Curl it to the front. Curl it out wide. Lifting out to the side. Keep those heels going. 4, 3, 2, march it out. Good. I want you to keep moving. Right now would be a great time to grab a drink of water if you need it. Keeping the body moving. Make sure not to be still. And always a reminder, you can do any of this seated if we need to. If you feel you need to take a little bit of a breather and sit for the rest of it, totally fine. Okay, just keep moving. Do what you can, listening to your body. We're going to reach up and over. Make sure we're listening to that shoulder. Here we go. Reaching to the front. Crossbody, turn and reach. Down to the floor. Good. Back up to the top. We're going to go single, single, double. Single, single, double. Single, single, double. One more time. Single, single, double. Reach it to the front. Single, single, double. Little twist. Single, single, double. Belly's pulled in tight. Single, single, double. One more time. Single, single, double. Crossbody singles. Turn and reach. Turn those hips. Down to the floor. And march it out. All right. We're going to add a little bit of legs, some quick feet, and some balance. We're going to go 2 steps, 2 steps. Good. Once you get this down, we're going to add a leg curl on the end. With the outside leg, curl it back. Step, step, curl back. Step, step, curl back. Good. Maybe adding in that reach and pull. Or we can add a little bit of a rolling arms. Roll and throw it. There we go. All right, we're going to change that to a knee. Step, step, knee. Step, step, knee. Staying tall. Belly's tight. Now crunch it. Step, step, crunch. Step, step, crunch. Make sure you're breathing. You can keep that roll if you want to. Crunch. Give me 2 more. Leg curls. Pull it back. Nice big front kicks. Reaching for that toe. Want to feel a little pull in the back of the leg. And curls. Here we go. We got single, single, double. Single, single, double. Belly's tight. Single, single, double. One more. Same thing with your front kicks. Single, single, double. Nice tall posture, belly's in, make sure to breathe. Double, one more time. And march it out. 2 steps, here we go. Step, step. Now add that leg curl. 2 steps, leg curl. 2 steps, leg curl. Now it's a knee. Step, step, knee. Step, step, knee. Add that crunch. Step, step, crunch it. We're breathing. One more. Leg curls. Single, single, double. single, single, double. One more time. Front kick, same thing. Single, single, double. Get them up nice and high. Feel that stretch, dynamically stretching, moving as we stretch and elongate those muscles. Good, let's bring the heels up high, singles. And behind. Leg lift out to the side, nice and easy. Bring those knees up high to the front. You're gonna open up through those hips, take them out wide, open. Again, listening to your body, whatever feels good. Back up to the front. Tall posture, nice knee lift. One more time, take it out wide for me. 4, 3, 2, and march it out. Great time to grab some water if you need it. Keep it moving. All right, so we're gonna work on those hips a little bit more. We're gonna do a V step. Big, big, small, small, pushing with those hips. Posture stays nice and tall. Ready? Here we go. We got big, big, small, small. Big, big, small, small. Pushing with those hips. Now these can be a little bit tinier or super over exaggerated. Your body, your workout, listen to it today. Now let's switch sides. Big, big, small, small. Tummy tight, keep breathing. Big, big, small, small. 2 more. All right, let's switch it. Add the hands, we're gonna reach up. Big, 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 big. Now switch your legs. Here we go, big, big, small, small, big reach. 2 more. Last one, side to side step. Let those arms go with. Bring it forward, zigzag. Take it back. Zigzag forward. Take it back. Stay here. Big pull in. Pull. Pull. Bow and arrow arms across the body. Maybe adding in that head turn as well. Practicing a little stability and balance. Now reach it up. Stretch. Back across the chest, bow and arrow arms. Maybe adding in that look. Pull it into the side. Move this forward. 4, 3, 2, take it back. Side to side, step big arms. Let's do 2 up and overs. Up and over, up and over. Good. Now remember, these can be big arms or they can be small arms, depending on how you're feeling today. Awesome. Give me 2 more. Last time. Side to side, low arms. Move it forward. 4, 3, 2, take it back. One more time, forward, and take it back. Stay here, march it out. Take it out wide, and back in. Take it out wide, and back in. One more time, take it out wide. Stay here, toe push, shifting that weight side to side. Belly's in, turning those hips, little stretch. Nice loose arms. Back to that toe push. Nice and easy, just shifting the weight side to side. We're gonna make that a little smaller each time as we rock into those hips, catching our breath. And big push over to one side. Feel a little stretch here, and then slowly growing the arm up and over the side body, if this feels okay for you. Come And back to the middle, other side, push. Try to feel that stretch here first before you grow it up, those obliques into your shoulder. And back to the middle. Hands in the back pocket, slight push of your hips forward as you lean back. Hinging at the hips, flat spine as if you're being pulled forward by the crown of your head. Coming back to the middle, big circles around one way and the other. Good, let's take 2 deep breaths in, breathe it in and out. One more time, breathe it in and out. Awesome. If you need some water, great time to grab some now. We're going to be working on a little bit of balance. So we're going to be moving forward and backward in our space. So depending on how big of a space you have to work with today, you may need to take smaller steps or less steps. You're going to see me take 6 steps forward and back, but if that's not doable for your space, that's totally fine, okay? Nice and tall in our posture. Heel to toe walks like we're walking a tightrope. Your heel does actually touch your toe. So if I'm a little bit in front, doesn't quite challenge us as much, but we're gonna give it a try, okay? Chest is up, shoulders are back, belly is in, walking forward, head straight. Here we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're stopping with one foot in front of the other. Chest is proud, shoulders are back. Let's walk it backwards. Here we go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop, holding that tandem stance and relax. Good. Option to do the same thing again, or we can add to the difficulty by looking side to side with each step that you take forward. Same posture, chest up, shoulders back, belly in. Here we go, walk it forward, step and look, step and look. Step and look, step and look, step and look, step and look, and stop. Woo, see, even I need to practice. And relax. All right, let's do the same thing, headed backwards. Check that posture, here we go. Step and look, 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 and stop, and relax. How do we do? Okay, all right, we're gonna create a box with our steps. So we're going to take our left foot forward, step it together, left foot to the side, step it together, right foot back, right foot side. Okay, so you're not mirroring me, you're following me, right? So we're nice and tall. So we've got left together, side together, back together, side together. So you lead with one foot twice and then the other foot twice, creating that box. Like we've got a box on the floor. There we go. Great job. Keep that posture tall. Try not to look at the floor. All right, now let's try it the other way. So we're gonna start this way. I always gotta think about it. So we're gonna go forward, right together, step side together, left together, step side together. Forward, side, back, side. 2 steps with one foot, 2 steps with the other foot. Keeping tall in your posture. Doesn't have to be super big, but creating that box. Give me one more around. Good. Okay, let's work on some grapevines. So we're gonna start with a step to the side, a step in front, a step to the side, step behind, step to the side, and together. Okay, let's try it the other way. Step front, step behind, step together. Step front, step behind, step together. Step front, step behind, step together. Now if you make them small and you keep your knees bent and you go slow, it's harder than if we just zip through this, right? So go slow because it's more challenging if you do. Step, front, hips are forward. Step, behind, hips are still forward. Step, together. Let's do it one more time. Step, front, hips forward. Step, behind, hips forward. Step, together. Awesome. All right, let's do some up and overs as if we had an obstacle we need to get up and over. Chest is proud, shoulders are back. Up and over, both feet. Again, up and over. Let's go back. Up and over. Good hip mobility as well as balance. Okay, now if you want to add to this challenge, you can either just do it the same way, or we can bring those arms above our head. Again, listening to the shoulders, but they're up. Here we go. Up and over. Up and over. Back the other way. Up and over. Up and over. Great work. Okay, now let's go forward with that. You want to make sure that both feet step back together each time so that our weight is nice and even. So we're going to come up and over, other foot without falling over. That was terrible. Together. Now let's do that foot. So switch feet, up and over and together. Let's walk it backwards. Up and over, together, switch feet, up and over and together. It's much harder watching myself on the screen and keeping my balance than just focusing on what I'm doing. So, nice and tall, feet flat, arms can be up for added challenge. Let's do it again, or do the same thing, up and over, switch feet, up and over, take it back, switch feet, up, over, switch feet, up, over, and relax. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our chair, or our wall, or side table, countertop, preferably a chair because it can move with you. Okay, we're gonna take that outside leg up off the ground. We're gonna practice balancing on one foot. Don't need to use the chair if you wanna practice without it, but it's here if you do. Okay, we're gonna think about that spine being pulled up to the ceiling, super tall, breathing, belly buttons in. We're ready to get poked, punched, or tickled at any time. Feeling that wavering in the ankle. Remember, if you start to lose balance, just set the foot down. You don't have to do any crazy wobbling. Okay, let's point that toe forward. One or two arms out to the side. Shoulders are relaxed. Good, point that toe out to the side. Relax the shoulders. Bring it back in. Knee lifts. One or two arms to the ceiling. Hold and breathe. Set it down, shake it out. We're gonna send that same outside leg back as I reach forward for Superman reach. Now I can have one arm on the chair, one arm out, or shoot for both, or you can always be on that seat. We're looking to elongate the spine as long as possible. Head is out and forward. Make sure you're not looking straight down, and my standing knee has a little bit of a bend. Keep breathing and relax. Great work. Let's try the other side. Okay, so we're coming to that outside foot, balancing on one leg. Again, that tall posture. Nice tight tummy. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Good. We're going to point that toe forward with either one arm out to the side or both, relaxing the shoulders back and down. Toe goes out to the side. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Bring it back to the front. Knee lifts. One arm or both up to the ceiling, keeping that nice tall posture. Hold and breathe and relax. Good. That same outside leg shoots back as you reach forward with one or two arms. Superman reach. You're flying. Sound effects absolutely welcome here. Hold and breathe. You've got this for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Great work. Okay, we are going to be working through a series of exercises going legs, arms, abs, legs, arms, abs, all the way through. So at some points you are going to need your chair, and at some points you can go without it. You can do any of this fully standing or fully seated. But we are going to start seated for our first 1 or 2 exercises, okay? So if you need to grab some water, do that at any time. Don't have to wait for me. All right, we're gonna start with some sit to stand. So super tall in our posture. We're forward in our chair. We've got 3 different options here. Option 1, full range of motion. Hands on your chest, driving through those heels, standing all the way up to the top, sitting all the way back down. Option 2, a half sit to stand. Same exact movement, but we're only coming a little ways off that chair. Still driving through the heels, lift and lower as controlled as possible. Third option, we're not leaving the chair at all, but we're still driving through the heels and squeezing through those glute muscles as we do this, okay? Make sure to breathe and keep the tummy tight. We're gonna do 10. Whichever one works best for you. Ready? Here we go. Press up, squeeze those cheeks at the top, push the pelvis back, keeping the chest high. Breathe out, breathe in. I'm thinking about having a beverage strapped to my chest, and I don't want to be bent over forward where it would spill out, okay? Now when I go to sit back down, push that pelvis back. All of your weight should stay in those heels at all times. You should be able to wiggle those toes in your shoes. All the weight is back. Shouldn't feel any pain in your knees because our back side of our body is what is doing the work. Good, make sure not to forget to breathe. We've got 2 more. Last one. And relax. Great. Okay, so we can stay seated or we can stand for this. I'm gonna stay seated just for the sake that I'm already here. Nice and tall. We're gonna flex those hands so my fingers are behind me, okay? And I'm going to push up to the ceiling, keeping those elbows in. Fingers are back. Press to the ceiling and back down. Now I do find that keeping seated in this position makes it harder on the posture because I have to still maintain super tall posture in my chair as I do this. So listen to your body, belly's in tight. I'm still forward in my chair if I'm seated, and I'm pushing with the heel of my hand up to the ceiling. Elbows stay in close to my ears, as if I'm pushing the drywall back up onto the ceiling. Good, you should be feeling this in your forceps, your forearms, your shoulders, and a little bit into those biceps. Make sure to breathe. You've got 3 more. Breathe out and in. Head and neck are relaxed. Last one. Breathe out and in. Let it down. Maybe roll out the wrists, roll out your shoulders. Okay, we got ab slides. Again, seated or standing. I am going to probably stay here. You can stand or sit. We're going to pretend that we got cut in half by our rib cage and only this moves. Again, I find it harder and easier to sit to do this. If you feel like your hips keep moving with you, maybe try it seated because you can't move your hips as easily if you are seated. So arms are out to the side, palms are up, shoulders are relaxed. I'm going to pretend that I have 2 trays of drinks in my hands. Okay, I'm going to deliver the tray over to the side and back to the middle. Side and middle. Now I'm thinking about pulling that belly button in the whole time. Slide, slide. So I'm shifting just the rib cage over. So this is core, upper back, those postural muscles. Breathe out, breathe in. Now you don't have to go quite as big or as far as I am going. Okay, it's not a very big movement. I'm over exaggerating just a little bit so you guys can make sure to see what's happening on this video. Slide. 1 more each side. Slide, slide, and relax. Roll it out. Great. Okay, adductor muscles, so the side of the hip. Seated option. We're going to stay nice and tall. Foot stays underneath the knee. You lead with the side of the thigh out, squeezing here, bring it back in. Okay, belly button stays forward. Standing option, we're gonna use our chair to help us balance, or the wall, so please don't do this without something to help you balance. We wanna make sure that we're strength training the muscle and not so focused on trying not to fall over that we don't get the strength training. So use something to help you balance. There is a purpose for it. So I'm gonna have my chair to the side of me and I'm gonna lift out to the side, keeping the toe pointed forward or even slightly pigeon-toed as I lift, squeeze, and relax. Now, an important thing to note here is flexibility, strength. Did you see that difference? So flexibility, I am not contracted through that muscle. It can lift much higher, but that's not what we're going for. We're going for that nice tight squeeze on the muscle that wraps right around this hip, okay? So whichever position, seated or standing, we're all tall in our posture, chest up, shoulders back, belly in. Here we go, we're gonna lift or open out to the side, squeeze, and back in. If I'm standing, this knee has a little bit of a bend for good circulation, blood supply and oxygen to the muscle that we're asking to do a lot of work. And we're gonna keep that posture really tall and not lean over or forward as we do this workout. Squeeze that hip muscle. If you squeeze it tight enough, you should almost feel it kind of wrap around into that glute, into your butt cheek. Keep the toe forward. If it's out here, it changes it to the hip flexor. So we want to work the outside of the hip. Keeping tall, breathe out, slow and controlled. 2 more, you got this. Last one. Up and squeeze, in and hover, shake it out. Roll out those hips a little bit. Good, we're gonna switch sides. So remember, if you're seated, you're gonna bring that out to the side. If we're standing, standing knee is soft, leading with the ankle bone. Check your posture, up and squeeze, down and hover. Soft standing knee, belly button staying forward. Posture is tall, not leaning to the side or forward. Squeeze, so there's a little pause at the top. Breathe out and in, good work. Keeping that toe facing forward. Remember, if we're seated, you're leading with the outside of the thigh. The foot stays directly underneath that knee. Breathe out. Breathe in. We've got 2 more. Last one. Good. Bend those knees. Roll it out. All right. Option is be seated or standing, again, for any of these. We're going to come into what's called a united bicep. So I want you to bring the pads of your hands together, elbows together, and we're going to lift up, even with those shoulders, as much as possible. Now, I know that we may have some trouble if something is in the way here, so the higher the better. If we can be above, the better, okay? So, pads of the hands together, palms face my head, elbows squeeze and are up high. I'm going to extend the arms out without letting those elbows separate and then bring them back in. Feet are hip distance apart, knees are soft. Out and back in. There you go. Relax the neck. Breathe out and in. So notice that my arms do not go all the way straight because I've got them up nice and high. Okay, and I'm really squeezing them as tightly together as possible, as if I'm almost trying to pop something like a balloon between my elbows. Now try to make sure that even though I'm up, I'm not shrugged, right? Shoulders are still down away from my ears. Elbows are high. You should be feeling this in the upper bicep, front side of the shoulder. Breathe out, breathe in. Your belly's tight. We got 4 more. I lost count. 1 extra is not going to kill us. There we go. Slow and controlled. Big squeeze. Last one. Let it down, roll it out. Very good. How are you feeling? Feel it in here? Yeah, it's a really unique one. Okay, oblique crunches. So again, we can be seated or standing, but we're gonna concentrate on bringing this rib to this hip. Now, it doesn't matter our body structure. As a human being, that distance is not very big on anybody. So it doesn't have to be super over dramatic range of motion. We're gonna put one hand on the hip and one hand either behind the head or just up. So depending on how your shoulder feels. Now, I want you to think elbow is gonna go behind you to this butt cheek, but I'm also bringing rib cage and hip together. So we're working obliques and lats that run right down the side, and it's not very big. Okay, so feet are hip distance apart. If I'm standing, seated, I'm nice and tall. So we're gonna come down, breathe out, breathe in. Okay, notice that wasn't very big. I'm aiming for that butt cheek, but I don't actually like bend down and get it, right? Because again, that's that flexibility. We're looking for a squeeze and up. Breathe out, back to straight spine. Breathe out and in. So you should be feeling it along that, all that side and a little bit into that upper back. Breathe out and in. Good work. Back to a nice straight spine in the front. Give me two more. Keep that belly button pulled in. Last one. And let it down, relax. Good, let's go to the other side. Belly in, hand up, other hand on the hip. Remember, you can be down low if you need to. And squeeze and up. Elbow is headed not only down, but slightly back. Doesn't have to be very big. Remember, we're not tilting the whole body. Rib cage and hip, not very big. So I don't want you to be clear over here. That's too much. You're using too much of your back. If you keep the belly nice and tight, you honestly won't be able to go down that far because that contraction will keep you from going too far in that flexibility. Make sure to breathe out and in. Need two more here. Last one. And relax. Good. Could you feel it kind of in this area too? Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna work on our glutes, our butt cheeks. So if we are seated, we're gonna be nice and tall in that posture, and you're gonna squeeze it so tight that it almost lifts you up out of that chair. If we are standing, we're gonna come behind our seat. Legs gonna go straight back. Again, a little pause at the top, and we don't wanna change the posture, so make sure you don't lean forward. Seated, you're gonna have a little lean because it's picking you up. Standing, we're gonna keep that posture really tall. So standing knee is soft. We're gonna push that leg back, squeeze the cheek, bring it in, and hover. Breathe out, big squeeze, and relax. Belly's in. Standing knee has a little bit of a bend. Slow and controlled. Up and squeeze, in and hover. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Make sure you're not gripping onto that chair like this. Super tall. Three more. You're doing great. One more. Stay tall. Up and squeeze. In and bring it together. Shake it out. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So seated, you're squeezing that cheek and lifting up. Standing, we're straight back. Here we go. Up and squeeze. In and hover. Breathe it out. And in. Tummy is tight. Standing knee is soft. Posture stays tall, straight up and down. at the top as you squeeze that glute muscle. You're doing great. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Bend the knees, roll it out. Okay, tricep kickbacks. So similar to our overhead press, we're going to keep those hands nice and flexed. We're going to pull the shoulders back and down and keep our hands bent. We're going to lead with our wrist, okay? So if I'm seated, I'm going to shift myself a little forward and even a slight hinge at the hips. So not bent over, hinge, back stays straight, elbows are back and down. We're going to be working the triceps. So the back of your arms, shoulders back and down, pull those elbows back. Feet hip distance apart, bend the knees, little baby hinge. And we're going to push back with the wrists and bring it back in. So notice that my wrists stay flexed. Okay, push back and in. Show you back view. Shoulders are squeezed together. Elbows are pulled to the back wall. Head and chest are up and forward. Little pause at the top as you squeeze those triceps. Both arms are going at the same time. Good. Give me 2 more. Shoulders squeeze together. Squeeze the back of the arm at the top. Last one. Let it down, roll it out. Good. Wrists should be feeling it a little bit too. We're working into those forceps and a little bit of that strength, flexibility, and mobility when we do those movements. Okay, pelvic tilt. Standing option. Feet are hip distance apart. Little tuck and release. So think about your pelvis like a bowl of water, okay? And we're gonna spill the water out the back. Now, you can do the same thing seated. It takes a little bit more concentration because you're already here, but you can do it. It's a very small, you kind of see, it's a very small movement. It takes a little concentration. Again, we're still thinking belly button into the spine, nice and tight, ready to get poked, punched, or tickled while we do this, okay? Feet hip distance apart, and we're going to tilt and release. Tilt and release. So make sure it's not like this, okay? Too big. We're using the back that way. Tuck and release. It's the tiny pelvic floor muscles. Down deep, knees stay bent, tilt that bowl of water and relax. Smaller than you think. Tilt and release. Tilt and release. Breathe out and in. Tilt and release. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Tilt and release. Even if you need to put your hands here so you can kind of feel it. Give me 2 more. And don't push it back, just take it back to where you started. One more time. And relax. Good. How are you feeling with that? Okay? It's a good one. Okay, calf raises. So, seated option. To give you a little bit more resistance, we're gonna lean forward and push down on those thighs so that when you lift up and down, you have a little bit more resistance. Standing, our resistance is our full body weight as we are behind the chair. So feet are hip distance apart, nice tall posture. We're gonna come up on those tiptoes and back down flat. Up on the tiptoes and back down flat, nice and slow. And I want you to think straight up. Your body naturally wants to go slightly forward. But if you think straight up, it'll keep more of that work on the calf rather than the feet and ankles. So again, we're thinking more about strength training than balance. So using your chair or a wall or a table to balance, because we want to just work the calf, not the balance portion here at this point. Up and down. Belly still pulled in tight. Relax your neck. You got 3 more. Breathe out and in. Last one, we're gonna hold it at the top just a little bit longer. Up and hold, hold, hold. Stay super tall. Let it down slow for 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Feeling okay? Okay, we're almost done. You guys are doing great. Seated or standing, we're gonna do a high pull. So, similar to what we did in our aerobic section in the very beginning, but I want you to be super intentional about our squeezes now. Okay, so we're gonna reach kind of down, out, and in front. If I'm seated, I'm forward in that chair, posture is tall. Standing, hip distance apart, soft knees. I'm going to grab my invisible cable and I'm going to pull, palms stay down, elbows back, thumbs to side body, shoulders squeeze together. Okay, so this is your high row, kind of like a cable row. Squeeze and relax. Reach, pull, squeeze those shoulders together. Good. Reach, pull. Using those hands to grab does help you contract a little bit more. So just think about really pulling those cables, those invisible cables back. My elbows are below my shoulders and my knuckles face forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, keeping the belly button in, and we're not leaning back, especially if we're seated. Make sure you don't lean back. Breathe in, breathe out. Good, you got two more, you got this. Big intentional squeezes, those postural muscles helping to keep us upright for longer. Last one, breathe out and relax, roll out your shoulders. Awesome. You will need your chair for this last exercise. We're gonna do a seated plank position. So we are nice and tall in our chair. Feet are out, heels are down, toes are up. Nice and tall, we are gonna hinge back and hold right before we touch the back of the chair. Hang out here and breathe. You should feel a little wiggle jiggle happening here. Nice self-love L, so make sure that chin is not tucked in. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, 1, pull it up. Option to do that again, or you can step it up a notch by bringing those arms up. Ready? Again, tall posture, I'm only hinging at the hips, back stays flat. Leaning back right before I touch the back of the chair, hold and breathe. This one should be a little harder. Again, feeling that wiggle jiggle, we want that. Make sure to breathe, relax the neck, hold it here for me for 3, 2, 1, use your abs to pull you back up. Okay. So you can pick one of those two options that we've already done, or if you want to make it even harder, we're going to have arms up and we're going to lift one leg at a time while we're in that position. Last time, you guys, ready? Here we go. Lean it back, hold and breathe, option for those legs. Breathe out, breathe in, relax the neck. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. You got this. Give me one more on each leg. Wiggle jiggle, that's a good thing. One more time. Use your abs to pull you up and relax. Awesome. Grabbing some water if you need it. We're gonna move on to some stretching. Taking a deep breath in and out. One more time, breathe it in and out. Good. Shoulders are down, arm comes across. Pull it in tight, make sure the shoulder stays down away from the ear, and you are going to look over that same shoulder. Staying tall in your chair, you can always do these seated. Looking over your shoulder as if you're trying to see behind you without turning the body. Come back to the front, let that down and across, other side. Press the shoulder down, arm comes across, pull it in tight. Looking over that shoulder. Back to the front, let it down. Okay, we're gonna grab the back of your chair. Stagger your feet. Chest is proud, shoulders back and down. Little lean forward, chin lifts up. So you're opening through the front of the neck and the chest. Staggered stance with your feet helps you to just keep a little more balance here. And relax. Good. Lace those fingers in the front, palms face in. Arch through the spine and tuck your chin to your chest. Roll the shoulders forward and back. Great. Shoulders down, drop an ear to the side. Side of the neck stretch. Option for a very tiny, very light pull of the head over to the side. If you're already feeling it just fine here without pulling, don't do it. And be very, very gentle. Come back up to the top, other side, drop the ear. Shoulders down away from it. Opposite side, gentle pull. Oh, feels so nice. Come back up. All right, let's move on to those legs. We got 1 foot forward, heel is down, toe is up, hinging at the hips. Flat spine as I lean forward, supporting my weight on my thigh, toe pulls to the shin. Try to keep your back as straight as possible, as if you're being pulled forward by your chest. And make sure you're not pushing on the knee. Your thigh is here to support you, and we never push on the long leg. We could hyperextend that knee. So we want to be really gentle. Really pull this toe into the shin without actually reaching down and grabbing for it. You should feel this pretty much from your ankle all the way up that butt cheek. All right, let's relax and go to the other side. Heel down, toe up, tall, hinging up those hips. Hand on the thigh, toe to the shin. Make sure you're breathing through each of these stretches. And relax. Okay, we're gonna stretch out that inner thigh. So we're gonna slide to the side of your chair. One knee is forward, one leg is out. Heel is down, toe is up. Hinging forward and turning away from the long leg. Now you may have to adjust this a little bit, either going more forward or more turned, depending, but we want to feel it on the inner thigh. Now, if we can't get into that position for whatever reason, we're going to bring the knee in and open it out to the side while keeping the belly button forward. Still stretching out the inner thigh, still a little bit different way, so pick one that works good for you. Make sure you're breathing through your stretches. And relax. Let's switch it over to that other side. Again, heel down, toe up. Hinge, turn away from that long leg. And relax. Good. Quad stretch. A couple options. We can turn sideways in your chair, knee is pointed to the floor. Make sure it's not touching and you're on your toe. Not here, on your toe. Okay, you can either stay here, you can lean back, you can take this same arm, reach and lean back, or you can stand up, grab behind. And if none of those work for you, we're gonna bring that in for a nice back release. Pull it into your chest, okay? So pick one that works best for you. Here, here, here. This one gets up into those obliques a little bit more. If it's too much, don't take it. I'm gonna feel the stretch here. Good, let's switch to the other side. Picking one of those options, nice and tall in your posture, either way. And if I'm standing, make sure the knee is still pointed to the ground, that it's not out to the side or anything crazy. Alright, let's come back to the front. Feet out in front, circle those ankles around one way and the other. And point flex, point flex, point flex. Maybe pedal them out a little bit and walk them in. Both hands on your thigh, turning around, twisting. Make sure to breathe. Untwisting yourself and over to the other side. And unwinding back to the front. Let's do a little bit of wrist action, circling one way and the other. We'll bring one hand out in front. Gentle pull with those fingers. Okay, flip it upside down so the palm is forward, fingers are down. Again, gentle pull. If this is too, you're feeling it just fine here, that's okay. You don't have to add the pull in. Okay, bring it back to the front. fingers are down, so you're feeling the front side of that wrist, a little pull, and shake it out, gentle. Let's go to the other side. Palm forward, fingers up, gentle pull back. Flip it upside down, palm is forward, fingers are down. Back to the top, fingers down, getting more of that wrist. And a little shake out, good. Give me 2 deep breaths in, filling up with air, and breathing it out. One more time, breathe it in, and out. And give yourselves a round of applause. You guys did amazing. Thank you for joining me for another Move It Monday. We will see you next time.